everyone. Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Happy Monday. I'm super excited to be back here with you guys again today as we wrap up the Authentic Social Selling Workshop with a little bonus session for you guys today. So I'm excited today. We're talking about pricing for premium clients. We're going to talk about things kind of pricing. We're going to answer some Q&A that you guys have. Say hello as you join. Let us know you're here. I'm just pulling up my chat so that I can see everyone who joins. Say hello as you guys tune in. Let us know where you're joining in from. Really excited to bring this bonus session to you guys today. So what I'd love for you guys to do is definitely pop your questions in the chat that you have around pricing as I kind of go through these few little points that I want to share with you guys today, because I want to come back in after and answer any questions that you might have. Sorry, guys, I think we might have froze there for a second, but we're here. Go ahead and say hi, guys, and let's go ahead and get ready to dive in. I hope you guys had a really fantastic weekend, and I hope you're having a really good start to your Monday. It's a new week, new goals, right? New opportunity, new goals. It's kind of a reset. Brand new, fresh day. We're really excited to be wrapping up the Authentic Social Selling Workshop with you guys with this bonus session. So I want to talk about a couple of mindset shifts, and that's kind of where I want to start, right? I want to start with a couple of mindset shifts as it relates to pricing. So one of the things, and we talked a little bit about this throughout the workshop, so I think it's important to kind of rein it back in, bring it back around so we can think about this again. Couple of the mindset shifts that I really want to start with, right, is your price attracts your people. So if you're not attracting the people you want, you need to raise your prices. And I know this is weird, right? A lot of people think it's counterintuitive. I have an audience. I have this price point. People aren't paying it. They're giving me money objections. They're saying they don't have the money. I should lower the price so that people can afford it. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but that's actually not true. If you have an audience and they're not paying your prices, you actually need to raise your price. So if you are, if you have a price point and you are speaking to people and they're giving you a money objection, the answer for you, the solution is not lower your price so these people can pay. It's actually raise your price and attract a different audience. So the first mindset shift I want you guys to have is that your price attracts your people. Period. Okay. So whatever your price point is, those are the types of people you're attracting. The second mindset shift that I want to really leave you guys with. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you here. I'm glad you're here live. Your price, the second mindset shift is that your price is the perceived value that another person sees in your services. Okay. And it dictates the effort that they're going to put in based on what they think they're going to get out of your offer or your program. So I want to talk about that really quick. I want you guys to understand what I just said. So what does it mean? Your price point is the perceived value that another human being sees in your program or your offer or your services. Okay. And that perceived value dictates the effort that they're going to put in based on what they think they're going to get out of your offer. So let me explain. If you have a program, and let's say program, offer, service, whatever it is, let's say you charge $500 for what you do. The person looking at your offer or your services, looking at that price point, that person is going to say, okay, the program, the service, this offer, whatever, is worth $500. So I'm only going to put in $500 worth of effort because I'm only expecting to get $500 worth of value. Does that make sense, guys? That's a huge shift right there. Because whatever you put on your price point, that is the perceived value that the other people see in your stuff. Let me give you another example. Goodwill versus Gucci. When you go to Goodwill, or if you go to Goodwill, or when you think about Goodwill, you think used, you think cheap, right? You think affordable, you think budget. And you really don't expect to go to Goodwill and get something brand spanking new of high brand, correct? But when you go to Gucci, you absolutely expect it. You expect awesome value, brand spanking new, a brand that is extremely valuable, and you expect that what you're going to get or what you're going to pay for, you're going to get that in return because the value of the product. So you have to understand that when people look at your prices, they're asking themselves, is this Goodwill or is this Gucci? If you're charging low prices, then the perceived value that someone's going to get is low. If I invest $27 in something, I don't expect to get $20,000 of results. And I don't also expect to put in $20,000 worth of effort because it's $27. I don't expect to get much out of it. Therefore, I'm not putting much into it. Is this making sense, guys? Does that make sense? So when you are pricing, okay, perfect, Jennifer. When you guys are pricing your services, you have to understand that whatever price tag you put, that is the perceived value of your product, program, or service. Just like when you go to Goodwill and you see a price tag. You look at that and you say, okay, this is Goodwill. It should be low. It should be, the quality isn't going to be that great. It's going to be a used thing. It's going to be used. It's going to be low quality. It's probably going to have some scuffs and some marks. I don't expect to get much out of it. But if you go to Gucci, you absolutely expect top quality product, and you want to get what you pay for, right? You expect it because the price tag, the brand is valuable, and they stand behind their value, right? And the price matches that value. You don't see Gucci pricing their things at $27 or $8 like Goodwill does on the shelves, right? You don't expect that. So you have to understand that the price that you're putting on your services is what is the perceived value that other people are going to see. And whatever the value is that they see, they're only going to match that effort. So if I pay $27 in something, I'm not going to put very much of my time and energy into that $27 offer trying to get a result because it's $27. I'm probably not going to get much. So I'm going to put very, very minimal, if any time at all, into that thing. Right? I'm not going to put very much into it because it's $27 and I'm not going to get much. I don't expect to get much out of that. Does that make sense? So if you want high-end clients, high mentality clients that are coming in, committed to their own results, fully responsible, they're ready to make the investment, they're ready to do the work, they're ready to roll their sleeves up, get their hands dirty, and go after what they want, your prices cannot be priced low. You cannot charge baby prices for your services because it's not going to attract a high mentality client, right? So you have to ask yourself what product you are. Are you Gucci? Are you Goodwill? Are you Walmart? Are you Range Rover? What are you? What is the quality of your brand? What is the quality of your product? Because whatever price you put is what is the perceived value for everybody else. If I see someone who's awesome, but they charge $50, $100, $500, $1,000, I'm honestly going to question your services. I'm going to question the value. I'm going to question, what am I going to really get out of this? My perceived value is going to be whatever your price tag says. Okay, so my perceived value is whatever your price is. So that's another mindset shift. The other mindset shift that I really want you guys to have, and we talked about this on Monday, you are not raising your prices so that you can put more money in your pocket. You're raising your prices so you can have a bigger impact. I'm going to tell you right now, you can't have an impact in this world if you are broke. If you are broke and you're struggling and you're suffering and you are depressed and you are upset and you are stressed and you're overwhelmed and you can't provide for your own family, you cannot have a big impact on other people because you can't even do it for yourself and your own family. So for those of you who are giving and giving and giving and giving and burning out, but you're undercharging and you're not earning enough and you're building a business broke, you're not going to have much impact in the world because you don't have the capacity. You can't give from an empty cup, no matter how much you try, right? You can't get blood out of a turnip. It's just not going to happen. In order for you to have a bigger impact in the world and to actually make a difference, you need money. You need money, you need confidence, you need experience, you need skill, you need team, you need support, you need mentorship, you need clients. You need to have those things. And those things are going to require you to back those things up with money, right? So you're not raising your price so you can make more money. You're raising your price so that you can have that bigger impact. Right? When you have more money, you have more options, you have more choices, and you can do more. You have more leverage. You can speak, you can move faster. But if you're building a business broke, then you can't have much of an impact in the world. And your mindset is so focused on, I need money, I need money, I need money, that you don't make good decisions, right? You make bad decisions when you have a broke mentality. Rather it's your reality or it's your mindset or both. It doesn't make a difference. If you have a broke mentality or a broke business, then your mindset is going to be broke and you're not going to make good decisions. You're going to make decisions out of fear. You're going to make decisions out of whatever it is that your mindset is telling you. You're not going to make decisions that are logical. You're not going to make decisions that are in the best interest of you. You're not going to make decisions that are going to move your business forward. You're going to make decisions that are going to leave you right where you are because you have those money blocks. You have those mindset things, and you're focused on those, right? So in order for you to get out of that, you need to start earning more money so that you can have a better mindset, a better relationship with money. You can serve more people and get experience, and you can start to have money so you have choices and options, okay? So you're not going to be able to have an impact in the world if you can't impact your own life. The other mindset shift, before we get into any, I have a few steps for you guys around this, but the other thing is that you're not selling yourself. You aren't actually even selling your offer, your services, and you're not selling your time. And I think this is super important for a lot of you guys to understand, because a lot of you guys are checking these boxes and you're like, okay, I'm doing. I'm giving. I'm doing all these things. I'm working this many hours. I'm putting in this much time. So this is what I'm going to charge. And at the end of the day, guys, you're selling a solution, right? So you need to look at what the value of your solution is, not the value of I'm working for time. I'm trading my time for money. This isn't corporate. You're not punching a clock and trading your time for money. You're not selling yourself. No one's buying you. And you're not even selling your services. People don't actually even care. They want the result, right? So you absolutely need to understand that you are selling a solution, and that is it. It's nothing more, nothing less. Okay. The other thing is that I think this is an important one, because in our conversations, we've been in conversation with so many of you guys. And in those conversations, we've really been talking about, a lot of you have said, like, the people in my market or the people in my industry or the people in my group or whatever, people in my community, they don't really have money, or they don't have a lot of money, or they can't afford my prices. Or if I were to raise my price, I don't think they could afford it. Again, that goes back to the first mindset shift, is that if people in your audience can't afford your prices, then you need to get a different audience, right? Because you attracted the wrong people. So raise your price. But you're also not pricing for market value. I don't know who talks about this, but I still see people saying this, like, you got to sell for what your market is buying. And that's kind of ridiculous. It's counterintuitive. You're not going to decide your prices based on what you think people in your market are willing to pay, because if you do, you're always going to undercharge and you're always going to be broke, right? You can't base your prices off what everyone around you thinks the value of your prices are, right? Like, that doesn't actually make sense. So let me say that again. You don't price your stuff, your services, based on what all the people around you think it's worth. That doesn't even make sense. You're pricing based on what you know it's worth. You're pricing it based on what you think the transformation is worth, not what everybody around you thinks, right? That actually does not logically make sense. From a business perspective, that does not make sense. So you want to remember that you need to get behind the value of what it is that you do, or you'll never raise your price. You'll always undercharge, okay? The other final thing too is, if people are not paying the prices that you want them to be paying, that is because you attracted the wrong people by undercharging. If you look in this industry, if you look around, right? If you look around, people are making buy-in decisions based on a transformation, based on what they're going to receive out of doing the thing, right? And so if you look around, there's a value in that. There's a value in someone getting physically healthy and being able to go run around and play with their kids. There's a value in someone getting healthy and feeling good and confident in their body. There's value in a new business owner building a sales skill set and putting sales foundations in place that help her attract and serve clients for years to come. There's a value in that. There's a value in getting your mindset in the right place so that you can make logical business decisions and not fear-based decisions. There's a value in having those shifts and changing that. So if you think about it, people are going to pay what they want. They're going to pay you based on what they want. And if you're not focused on getting behind the value of your transformation, talking about that and selling that, well, then people are just looking at like, okay, you're charging this. And like, so we talk about this, tip the scale. This is something I talk about with my clients, is that you have to tip the scale. Here's what happens when someone comes to you and you have a sales conversation. They look at like a scale. So they're looking over here, right? You have this scale over here. We're going to kind of pull the knobs a little bit. These are like levers, okay? You want to pull the lever and tip the scale. When people come into your community, we're here. You're going to talk about your program, your offer, your services, and then you're going to slam the price. And what happens is they go like this. So what this means is now the price is up here, but the value is down here because you're just talking about here's what you're going to get. And you're going to have this and and the price is this. And they're just, the price is the top of their mind. All they're doing is looking at your price. What you need to do is tip the scale and you need to focus on the transformation, the experience, the value they're going to walk away with. And then when you put the price in front of them, this lever goes up. Because now they're looking at the value versus the price. And so what you need to do is get good at talking about that transformation and that value that they're going to get to justify that price. Okay? So that is the other thing. But here's the thing. If you have attracted an audience with low ticket price, if in a bad mindset, you've attracted the wrong people. So no matter how much you put these levers in front of them, they're always going to be pulling at the price tag, right? They're always going to be looking for a bargain, looking for a deal. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing that hasn't worked for 3 years, but maybe in 3 years I'll make the investment. They're just pulling the lever of the price. They're making every decision on their current situation, and they're only thinking about the money. They are not thinking, I've wasted 3 years of my life trying to figure this out. And I have an opportunity to change it, but never mind. I'm going to spend 3 more years trying to figure it out. It's because they don't have the right mindset. They're literally only looking at the price and their situation. They are not thinking about all the years, the time, and the money that they've already wasted, and they haven't moved their business forward. Same thing for people who are overweight or unhealthy or have bad mindset. They've spent years in that cycle. And when you put the solution in front of them, they just can't see it because all they're doing is thinking about their current situation and money. I can't make that investment. I'm too scared. But they are willing to continue to do what they've been doing for years that is not working. They're why they're willing to keep doing what they're doing that's not working? Because that's their mindset. It doesn't cost them any money to do that. It's not, they're not having to put themselves out there. They're not having to take any risks. They're comfortable with their struggle. They're comfortable where they're at. They're not willing to pay to change their situation. They would rather sit where they're at and make excuses. So you have to understand the type of people you've attracted. So that means that you need to change your messaging. You need to change your price point, right? So let's get into these few things so that you can kind of pull this together. The first thing when it comes to pricing for premium clients is that you want to price your offer, your services, or your program based on two things. Essentially, two things are the most important. Number one, transformation. What do you think is the value of your transformation? What do you think is the value of the possible outcome for your clients? Okay. And you're not thinking about the people who can't afford to pay you. You're thinking about the people that are showing up, they're doing the work, they're going to come in and they're going to get the result. Okay. For those people, what is the value of that transformation? You need to decide that. Because a lot of you guys are pricing your stuff based on what you think people are willing to pay or your own mindset, right? So number one is the transformation. Ultimately, that's what we're buying. Nobody's buying my program. Nobody's buying me. Ultimately, you're buying the end result. Okay, so you have to look at what the end result is for your client. What is the value of that? How does that impact their life? How does that change their life? I'm going to tell you right now that many of you have told us you've been struggling to make more money in your business for 3 years. And some of you are not willing to make an investment to change that situation because you'd rather spend another 3 years doing what you're doing that is not working. So that means one of two things. Either you don't really want what you say that you want, right? Or you don't understand what the impact of having this transformation is going to do in your life, right? So you have to be selling the transformation every day, all day. You just talk about that, not so much 45-minute sessions versus 20-minute sessions, or you get bonuses and courses and access to this and access to that. People don't care about that. They want to know, what transformation am I going to get? And if they really want that transformation, then the money's not going to be the problem for them, right? The second thing you want to price your program on is, what's the experience? This is equally important as a transformation, because if you think about it, and this is an analogy I use a lot with my clients, if you were to go book a flight, you pick this airline, you book your flight, and you're getting ready to go to a destination you have wanted to go to your entire life. You can't believe it, the moment is finally here. You're getting ready to board the plane. You're going to this destination you have wanted to go. You've dreamed of this since you were a little girl, and you're like, finally, it's happening. I can't believe it. And from the minute you board that plane, there's nothing but turbulence. They don't have any drinks left. They have no snacks. They put you in the wrong seat. They've set you with somebody who's completely like ruining the trip for you. They had a bunch of layovers they weren't supposed to have. Let's just say it was an awful experience. When you when you exit that flight and you board your destination, you're going to leave stressed out, overwhelmed, pissed off, and you're going to say, I'm never booking with them again. And I'm not even telling my friends about them because they suck. Worst experience of my life. I don't ever want to do it again. But let's say this. You made it to your destination. You're there. And that experience ruined it for you. So when you have clients coming into your programs, or you're working with your clients, even if they get the transformation, if the experience with you sucks, they're not going to renew. They are not going to stay with you. They're not telling anybody about you. They're not referring their friends. They're not giving you testimonials. And they're probably going to end up leaving your program early because they're not having a good experience, even if they get results. So your experience is equally important as a transformation. So I'll give you an example of both of these, transformation and experience, right? Our clients who work with us make money. Our clients who work with us are within a month to 3 months are generating new sales, new high-end clients. They're mastering their message. They're honing in and dialing in their offer, their prices, their programs. They're finding their audience. They're attracting their audience. They're bringing 300-400 leads per month into a Facebook group. They know exactly how to show up online and serve every single day. They're building a sales skill set. They're learning how to sell and convert, and they're putting money in their bank account. They're also having an impact with their clients. Okay. And they're setting up systems for scale, meaning rinse, repeat over and over and over. Okay. That is a transformation our clients have. Some of them. I'm not going to get into all of them. The experience, hands-on, customized, daily access to my team and I, right? They get a Facebook group. They have a community. They have A to Z, step-by-step, laid out training with templates and swipe, right? They have literally daily access to customized support, coaching, accountability, and feedback. We are not just taking our clients and stuffing you in a membership and saying, good luck, have fun, go learn some new shit. We are literally holding your hand every day. We're guiding you. We're giving you feedback. We're giving you templates to make it easier to implement. We're literally helping you to identify your specific strategies so you're only doing what you need to be doing to get where you're trying to go. And you have daily access to a group of experts helping you and guiding you and coaching you every single day, specifically for you. That's the experience. You don't just get thrown in. You get welcomed aboard and you get tailored, customized, handheld support, right? So you have to be thinking about not just what you're going to help them do, but what's it going to be like, right? If it's going to be this messy, sloppy experience and I'm going to be stressed out and overwhelmed the whole time, then I don't want to do it, right? So if you don't know the transformation, if you don't know the experience, and you don't know how to talk about those two things in your marketing, in your messaging, in your conversations, you are probably going to have a really hard time selling in today's space because nobody cares about the bells and the whistles. They want to know, what am I going to experience? What happens as soon as I start? What does it look like? And what if this and what if that? And what is the possible transformation for me? If I make this investment and I show up and I give my time and I do all the things, what's the outcome for me? and they want to know specifically for them. Okay. So a lot of you guys that are in this workshop, this is a huge problem area for you guys. You have a really hard time summing this up and breaking it down quickly and concisely so that your audience can connect the dot and understand. And this is why objections are happening. Even if you do have a good price point and the right people, they're just not connecting the dots. And that comes back to you not being strong in your sales skill set and behind the value of your program and being able to articulate what that looks like for them in a matter of minutes. Okay, so you're not pricing based on how long you work with them or how many hours or time they get with you or even the offer itself. It is that experience and that transformation that they care about, and that is ultimately what they're going to pull out a credit card and pay for. You need to know how to talk about that. You need to focus on that and less of all the bells and the whistles, the shiny stuff. The second thing is your offer needs to match the price, right? So if you're overstuffing and you're overgiving in your offer, and then you're undercharging, this instantly raises a red flag. People are going to say, I don't understand. Wow, all of this for that little price? Why? Right? So you're not going to go out and buy a brand new Range Rover for $1,000, right? No, you're not going to do that because there's definitely something wrong with this thing. And that means that you're going to have to do a lot of work and invest a lot of money. You're going to have to work your butt off and invest a ton of money to try to figure out what's wrong with it to get it working. And you don't want to do that, right? You expect that a specific brand has a specific value and price point, okay? And the problem is you guys have not identified your brand. You haven't identified, am I Goodwill? Am I Gucci? Am I Walmart? Am I Target, right? What am I? You haven't identified what it is, and then you don't lock in that confidence and stand behind it. You switch it up. Oh, well, fine. If nobody can afford it, then today I'm not going to be Gucci. I'm going to be Goodwill. Right? Like you're switching it up, and it builds a lack of trust with your audience. Your audience doesn't trust you because it doesn't look like you have it together. You don't look confident in your brand, and you keep switching it up on them. That builds a lack of trust, and nobody buys from someone they don't trust, no matter how good you are. No one is buying from you if they don't trust you. Okay? And part of building trust is a consistency. Okay? So you need to be thinking about not so much overgiving because that confuses people. Nobody wants a whole bunch of stuff because they don't have time, right? And they can't wrap their head around, I need every single bit of this. You need to just focus on here's the specific transformation outcome and experience for you. This is what we'll do together and keep it short, sweet, very simple, straight to the point for them. Okay? The third thing is that the higher prices bring in the higher mentality clients. And we spend an entire day in the workshop talking about higher mentality clients. A high-end client has nothing to do with where they are in their journey or how much money they make. A high-end client is their mentality. It's what they're saying and doing and thinking here between the ears, right? That dictates a high mentality or a low mentality, okay? So if your higher price points are going to bring in higher mentality clients, and the good thing about that is it allows for them to have bigger transformation because they have more skin in the game, which means they have something to lose. People who pay attention, period. People who pay attention. If they are making an investment and it's big enough and scary enough, they're going to show up. They're going to do the work. They have skin in the game. They have something to lose, right? Most people are not going to make a big and scary investment and then say, oh, well, whatever, I'm going to go about my day and forget it. No, they're like, I am doing this thing, right? Because like I have money invested. I have skin in the game. I have something to lose here. So I'm going to show up and I'm going to play full out and I'm going to do the thing. By undercharging, you're doing a disservice because you're allowing people to come in and stay small. They're staying small because they have zero skin in the game. I'm not losing jack over a $27 offer. I have nothing to lose over $500. Nothing to lose at all. Raise your price. Give me something to work for. Right? Increase my own confidence, put a little skin in the game so that I'll show up and do the work, right? So you have to understand this about your pricing, okay? Many entrepreneurs are really just doing a lot of free stuff. I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm downloading this and I'm setting this up and I'm creating that and I'm working on this. I'm doing all of this stuff. You have no skin in the game. You don't have anything to lose. You have zero skin in the game. So therefore you don't put in the work that needs to happen. You don't stretch yourself. You don't challenge yourself. You don't get uncomfortable. You don't take the risk. You just stay really safe and small because it's comfortable and because it has zero skin in the game. You have nothing to lose, right? So this is why less than 50% of people that invest in courses never go through the course, right? Because it's a low ticket and there's nothing to lose, right? They have nothing to lose. There's no skin in the game. People who pay attention. People who refuse to pay, they dabble. They dabble all day, every day. They just dabble because there's zero urgency for them to go and go through things and actually complete it, right? To completion, right? Because they don't have any skin in the game. And the final thing is your money mindset. We spent all last Monday talking about this piece right here. Because if you don't believe that people are going to pay you more money, and if you don't believe that you're worthy of charging more, or you don't believe that if you don't believe you have the value to charge more, then you're always going to undercharge. You're always going to struggle to get clients. And you're going to have people that will buy with the intention of you getting them the results because they don't have skin in the game. They're not going to put the effort in. They're going to expect you to do it, right? It's because that's who you're attracted with your mindset and your low prices. When you have a strong money mindset, you release all that drama and all this storytelling. You charge what you really want to charge, and you do that hard inner work to get yourself behind what it is that you do and what you offer, right? And by doing that, you charge more confidently. Right? You set higher standards for who you work with and who you give your time and attention to. And I have said this for many, many years. Like, I have not done a sales consultation in 5 years. I'm just now willing to get on the phone with a few people. But here's the thing. I don't get on the phone with just anybody. I'm not going to. I'm not going to give my time to just anybody. Right? Because I have boundaries and I believe in my value, and I know that my time is money. I know how important it is that every minute I spend on my business, it needs to be productive. I don't have time to spend 2 hours dabbling. I don't have time setting up a web page. I don't have time to be getting into conversations with people who want to pick my brain or be tire kickers. You don't have that kind of time. Those are not money producing activities, right? If your urgency is I need to generate clients and sales, then those are things you should not be focusing on. Those are things that you should not give your time, money, and attention to, right? You can't afford to waste your time with people who are just wasting your time because they have a whole bunch of time, right? I'm not going to waste my time because other people have so much free time on their hands. I don't have free time. Right? I'm working, I'm running a business. Right? So I have time for sales. I have time for connection and to generate sales and to have an impact. I don't have time to dabble and play. Right? So you really have to understand that when you have a strong, healthy money relationship and mindset, you look at your time as extremely valuable and you're picky about who gets it and you stop wasting time. Okay? So raising your prices so that you can attract premium clients is one part of this. But the other part is your money mindset. These two things have to align. You can go ahead and raise your price all day long. You can raise your price and you can go ahead and, do all day and check boxes and whatever. But at the end of the day, if you don't believe it's possible for you, it's not going to happen. If you do not believe that you are worthy and valuable enough, if you do not believe there's people in your audience that are going to do it, it's not going to happen for you. So faking and putting on the poker face isn't going to change your situation. You have to get to a place where you truly believe that the things you're trying to accomplish are totally available for you, absolutely possible. And all you have to do is show up, serve, and sell, and those things will align. You have to believe that and then back up your belief by doing it. And by doing that, you create the results that you want. But sitting in your thoughts and sitting in your limiting stories and sitting in your fear of what you think is the reality of your life is only keeping you right there. It's keeping you right there doing the same thing over and over and over, getting the exact same result over and over and over. So you have to ask yourself, can I afford to keep doing this or do I need to change what I'm doing? Okay, so by raising your price, you're shifting your messaging, right? You're getting your mindset behind all of that, right? So that your offer feels good to get out there and sell. And then you can start attracting premium clients as soon as today, right? That alone will increase your revenue by just raising your prices. But there's some elements, your messaging, your mindset, and your offer that need to get behind that. You don't just raise your price for the sake of raising your price, right? All right, so hopefully this was helpful, this little bonus session for you guys. I hope it gave you some mindset shifts around pricing and around your worth and your value and what other people, your potential buyers, are thinking up here when you are putting offers in front of them, when you're having sales conversations with them, when you're asking them to make an investment, right? I do want to remind you guys also that the Sales Academy is open for enrollment. So if the things that we've been covering over this past week have been really hitting home for you and really resonating with you, and you've been sitting on the fence with this idea that, it is time to change your situation, and it is time to stop dabbling and creating, and it's time to actually start making money, right? So there's a difference in marketing and sales. You can create and create and create, and set up and set up and set up all day. I did that for 5 years broke. You can do that, or you can start making money, right? Like, that's the difference between marketing and sales. And that's the difference between what you guys are doing and what we do over here is you guys market, we sell. There's just a difference. So if you're ready to actually start putting money in your bank, and you're ready to get these foundations in place and boost your confidence so that you can make more money and have a bigger impact, Sales Academy is 100% focused on that, okay? And it's not a course. This is a live program, so we really look at your situation. We assess your business personally, and then we work with you on a personal level to really design the strategy and your focuses so that you're moving in the direction of where you want to go. It's not a cookie cutter program. It's very unique for each one of you. We'd love to hop on a chat to talk about this with you guys, really make sure it's a nice fit, answer all your questions. If you guys would like to hop in a chat with myself or with Sydney, comment below or send us a DM. We are booking calls. I have several calls on my calendar actually for this week with some of you ladies. So I'm excited to chat with you. But if you want to book a call to talk about what we learned during the workshop, what's coming up for you, your questions, and then get some specific, conversation happening about how we can specifically help you and what that would look like for you. We'd love to hop into a conversation and chat about it. I hope you guys have a really fantastic week. There's still lots to come here in the group, so pay attention. You'll be meeting my team here later this week as well. Hope you guys have a great week. Thanks, everybody. Bye.